विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जाय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय। नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जाय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जाय। श्री मथुरा धाम की जाय। श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जाय। श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जाय। गंगा माई की जाय। जमुना माई की जाय। भक्ति देवी की जाय। तुलसी महारानी की जाय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जाय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जाय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gaurango. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine. निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। शील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया। भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। श्रीमद् भागवतम 6th canto, 2nd chapter, Ajamil delivered by the Vishnu Dutas, text 3. Prajānāṁ pitaro ye cha śāstāraḥ sādhavaḥ samāḥ yadi syāt teṣu vaiṣamyaṁ yānti śaraṇaṁ prajāḥ। prajānāṁ pitaro ye ca śāstāraḥ sādhavaḥ samāḥ yadi syāt teṣu vaiṣamyaṁ yāti śaraṇaṁ prajāḥ। prajānāṁ pitaro ye ca śāstāraḥ sādhavaḥ samāḥ yadi syāt teṣu vaiṣamyam yānti śaraṇaṁ prajāḥ। prajānāṁ pitaro ye ca śāstāraḥ sādhavaḥ samāḥ yadi syāt teṣu vaiṣamyam yānti śaraṇaṁ prajāḥ। Mataji's. Prajānāṁ of the citizens, pitaraḥ, protectors, guardians, kings or government servants. Ye, those they who, cha and śāstāraḥ, give instructions concerning law and order. Sādhavaḥ, endowed with all good qualities. Samāḥ, equal to everyone. Yadi, if. Syāt, there is. Teṣu, among them. Vaiṣamyaṁ, partiality. What? Yānti, will go to. śaraṇaṁ, shelter. Prajāḥ, the citizens. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. A king or government official should be so well qualified that he acts as a father, maintainer and protector of the citizens because of affection and love. He should give the citizens good advice and instructions according to the standard scriptures and should be equal to everyone. Jamraj does this, for he is the Supreme Master of Justice, and so do those who follow in his footsteps. However, if such persons become polluted and exhibit partiality by punishing an innocent, blameless person, where will the citizens go to take shelter for their maintenance and security? Please repeat after me. A king or government official should be so well qualified that he acts as a father, maintainer and protector of the citizens because of affection and love. He should give the citizens good advice and instructions according to the standard scriptures and should be equal to everyone. Jamraj does this, for he is the Supreme Master of Justice, and so do those who follow in his footsteps. However, if such persons become polluted and exhibit partiality by punishing an innocent, blameless person, where will the citizens go to take shelter for their maintenance and security? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The king, or in modern times the government, should act as the guardian of the citizens by teaching them the proper goal of life. The human form of life is specially meant for realization of one's self and one's relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because this cannot be realized in animal life. The duty of the government, therefore, is to take charge of training all the citizens in such a way that by a gradual process they will be elevated to the spiritual platform and will realize the self and his relationship with God. This principle was followed by kings like Maharaja Yudhishthir, Maharaj Parikshit, Lord Ramchandra, Maharaj Ambarish, and Prahlad Maharaj. The leaders of the government must be very honest and religious, because otherwise all the affairs of the state will suffer. Unfortunately, in the name of democracy, rogues and thieves are electing other rogues and thieves to the most important posts of the government. Recently, this has been proven in America, where the president had to be condemned and dragged down from his post by the citizens. This is only one case, but there are many others because of the importance of Krishna consciousness movement. Because of the importance of Krishna consciousness movement, people should be Krishna conscious and should not vote for anyone who is not Krishna conscious. Then there will be actual peace and prosperity in the state. When the Vaishnava sees mismanagement in the government, he feels great compassion in his heart and tries his best to purify the situation by spreading the Hare Krishna movement. Prajānāṁ pitaro yecha śāstāraḥ sādhavaḥ samāḥ yadi syāt teṣu vaiṣamyaṁ yānti śaraṇaṁ prajāḥ. A king or government official should be so well qualified that he acts as a father, maintainer and protector of the citizens because of affection and love. He should give the citizens good advice and instructions according to the standard scriptures and should be equal to everyone. Jamraj does this, for he is the supreme master of justice, and so do those who follow in his footsteps. However, if such persons become polluted and exhibit partiality by punishing an innocent, blameless person, where will the citizens go to take shelter for their maintenance and security? So Vishnudutas are criticizing the Jamadutas because Ajamil became sinless, but now Vishnudutas are trying to take Ajamil to the abode of Jamraj for justice. A person who is innocent, why should he be arrested and taken to the court? So actually Jamadutas came with the prior knowledge of Ajamil, that Ajamil was extremely sinful, therefore he should be arrested and taken to the court of Jamaraj for judgment. But something happened in between that they could not figure out. That is, Ajamil chanted the name of Narayan, and just by chanting the name of Narayan, Ajamil became totally free from all sinful reaction. So this is the potency of the holy name. Although he chanted the holy name addressing his son, not addressing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He didn't call out to Narayan with the understanding of that he was calling to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like there is a consideration of who we are addressing. Somebody may call Krishna the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but somebody may call Krishna who is his son. So it happens, people have names which is identical to the name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, is it the same name? No. Although Krishna the words and the pronunciation syllables are the same, but it's being addressed to somebody else, not to Krishna himself. So that's what happened to Ajamil. He didn't call Narayan of Vaikuntha. He called the Narayan who happened to be his son. But this became Nam Abhash. He chanted the name unknowingly, accidentally, but because the name came out, and because there was no offense, he had the benefit. So this is how powerful the holy name is. Therefore, it is advised that we should try to use this name as much as possible. Like there is another instance of Nam Abhash. One Muslim person was attacked and gored by a boar, pig, boar, wild boar. And while he was dying, he called haram. Like haram means a pig in their language. But that name became haram. It became a Namabhash. And the Vishnu Dutas came. He became free from sinful activities, all his sinful reactions. Like in America, there is a chain of motels called Ramada Inns. Ramada. So people are chanting Ramada. They're getting the benefit of Namabhash. Ramada. Ram dene wala. Ramada. In this way, we get the effect of Namabhash. But as a result of Namabhash, one becomes free from sinful reactions. So this is what happened to Ajamil. Now, the Vishnu Dutas are making a very important point. That if the leaders and their followers do not give protection and guidance to their followers, but instead punish an innocent person, then where will their followers go? Where will the citizens go? A king or the government heads, if they do not take care of their subjects, citizens, where will the citizens go? Because they are meant to be protected by the head of the state or the king. The word, Sanskrit word for citizen is prajāḥ. Jai Shri Shri Prahlad Nrsimhadev ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. So here, Vishnu Dutas are actually pointing out the responsibility of the leaders. King means leader. And the followers, the citizens, that means the people, those who are living in that state, are known as praja. Raja, praja. King and subjects. So praja, the word praja means children born in a special way. Prakrishta rupena jayate. Jayate means born. And prakrishta rupena, in a special way. See, the citizens, they are not kings children directly, they are not born from the king's wife, but they are the children of the kings, because they are meant, the king is meant to take care of them like the father. So king is like the father and the citizens are like his children. Now, the consideration is, if the king doesn't give protection, if the king doesn't guide them properly, if the king doesn't educate them with proper scriptural understanding, what will happen to them? So that is the responsibility that a king has. In today's society, due to democracy, there is no king, but we have government leaders. But unfortunately, none of them, practically no government leader, has the right understanding. Even in India we are seeing, even though they appear to be pious, good persons, but actually they do not have the understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are pious, but they are not directed properly by qualified people. Like they are following some leaders, Hare Krishna, they are following some leaders, they are following some teachers, they are pious, they follow some religious teachers. But there's the unfortunate state of affairs in India. Those religious teachers do not have any understanding themselves. And as a result of that, we see there is no recognition for Krishna. They're pious, they are worshipping different demigods, etc., etc., but no recognition for Krishna. Like for demigod worships, they have holidays, but Janmashtami no holiday. That is the state of affairs in this country. It's not a criticism of the government, it's actually a recognition that they are not being properly guided. They are not being properly directed. And that is because they haven't taken Srila Prabhupada seriously. They are not taking ISKCON seriously. These political leaders are recognizing other religious groups or so-called, not religious, I mean spiritual groups you can say. This society, that society, they go there, they offer their respect to those sadhus and all. But unfortunately those sadhus don't have the knowledge. That's the unfortunate state of affairs. And this main misfortune, main problem is actually they don't have the understanding about the difference between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and demigods. That is the problem in the practice in India. They recognize the demigods, they worship the demigods, and they do it with great pomp. In Bengal, they worship Durga. Durga Puja is a big festival in Bengal. In Maharashtra, Ganesh Chaturthi, big festival. Fine, they are also important in their roles, but Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyway, I'm sure someday people will recognize the importance of Srila Prabhupada's teachings. They'll recognize the importance of ISKCON. And when they get the teachings from the proper teachings of the Vedic scriptures, then they will recognize. How many of you knew the difference between demigods and the Supreme Personality of Godhead before you came in contact with ISKCON's teachings? No one. Everyone used to think, sab ek hai. और अल्टीमेटली सब निराकार है. कोई रूप नहीं है तो कोई रूप कल्पना कर लो तो चलेगा. Just imagine some form, but ultimately the form will not be needed. Because you are not very advanced, that's why you need a form to meditate. When you reach the higher stage of meditation, then the form is not necessary. Then you will see, Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the unfortunate state of affairs. But after coming in contact with ISKCON, what did we see? We noticed it in this part when he came to Ujjain. Practically most of the people that we used to come across, they were all impersonalists. Impersonalists. They are pious people. They believed. But the thing is, ultimately, Nirakar. But today, things have changed so much. How many of you are from Ujjain? Original Ujjain Basi? Hath uthana? Acha. And how many of you used to think that the Supreme is Nirakar? You used to think Supreme is Nirakar? You knew Supreme is Sakar. Krishna Bhakta tha tum, pehle se. To Krishna कौन है? हाँ? तो हाथ क्यों नहीं उठा रहे हो? समझा नहीं हाँ मेरा प्रश्न. But coming after ISKCON, I mean that's practically the case with everyone. Like when I asked first, no hand went up. And how many of you have recognized that the Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead after coming in contact with ISKCON? And is ISKCON misdirecting you? Or ISKCON is giving you the right understanding? Right direction. What's the difference between demigods and the Supreme Personality of Godhead? What's the difference between Dev Devi and Bhagavan? In Hindi or in Sanskrit it becomes clear. Dev Devi, Dev, Indra Dev. कोई बोलता है कि इंद्र भगवान, कोई बोलता है वरुण भगवान, चंद्र भगवान. नहीं, इंद्र देव, वरुण देव, चंद्र देव, सूर्य देव, अग्नि देव. So now who are these Devtas? The controllers of different affairs of the universe. In this universe, there are different departments. Just as in the government, there are different departments. Even in the municipality, local thing, structure, we see there are different departments. We often deal with UDA, Ujjain Development Authority, a department. Town and country planning. Different departments, and on top of that there is a CEO or a chairman of those departments. So in the universal context, there are departments. There is air department, a wind department. Who is the controller of air department? Vayu department. Vayu Dev, what's his name? Pavan Dev. He is controlling the wind. All the wind or air is being controlled by him. Similarly, water department is being controlled by one person, Varun Dev, Agni Dev, Saraswati Devi, and so forth. And there are so many universes, innumerable universes. And each universe has a set of devtas, set of departmental heads. Just like In Ujjain only there is this departments and departmental heads. No. You go to Bhopal, you go to Indore, you go to Ratlam, you go to Sihor. Everywhere you'll find this structure. So every universe has these structures. Every universe has Indradev, Chandradev, Varundev, and so forth. But Krishna is the creator of all universes. So you see the difference between Devtas and Krishna, Bhagavan. So now, where should our allegiance or where should our surrender be? Should we surrender to the Dev-Devis? Should the goal of life be to be surrendered to the chairman of the UDA of Ujjain? Should the goal of life be to be surrendered to some departmental head of Madhya Pradesh? Should the goal of life be to be surrendered to some minister of India? Or even Prime Minister of India? Should that be the goal of life? Should the goal of life be to be surrendered to the controller of the whole earth planet? Should the goal of life be to be goal of life to be surrendered to the heavenly planet? Should the goal of life be to surrender to the controller of this universe, Brahma? Should the goal of life should be like, who is the highest person in this universe? Brahma. But when we see that Brahma is the controller of this universe, there are many universes and many universes have Brahmas. Or should we be surrendered to the person who created all the universes? Right? What should be the goal? To be surrendered to the highest, to the ultimate. That should be the goal of life. It's good to be surrendered to Indra, but then what will happen? If Indra will please, Indra will take you to the heavenly planet. You can have a lot of fun there. Lot of somras to drink and lot of dancing girls to dance with. But is that the goal of life? You may worship Brahma, and as a result of that you may be able to go to the abode of Lord Brahma, Satyaloka. Lots of facilities there, long duration of life, no suffering practically, and so forth. The higher you go, lesser is the suffering condition. But yes, we can be surrendered to Brahma, but what should be our prayer? Please allow me to become a devotee of Krishna. Because Brahma himself is a devotee of Krishna. Brahma is our Sampradaya Acharya. Our Sampradaya started from Lord Brahma. So in this way, we can get the understanding of who is the highest and learn to surrender to him. Surrender unto that Supreme Personality of Godhead. And now here he is making that same. So that is the ultimate goal of life. But here the Vishnu Dutas are making another point, that you're representing Jamraj. You Jamdutas, you're representative of Jamraj. And what should a leader do? The leader should take care of his followers properly. Should give them protection. And guiding the followers properly means reward them when they do the right thing and punish them when they do the wrong thing. If the guardians don't do that, if those who are superior, those who are supposed to lead, if they don't lead properly, if they don't give proper education, proper understanding according to the scriptures, then people will become misdirected. Like, there is a very kind of informative story in Bengali. There is some allegorical stories. A person became convicted of crime, some heinous crime, and he was sentenced to death. So this boy was an orphan and he was brought up by his aunt. So way before he was going to be hanged, one gets the last wish to be fulfilled. So when the judge asked, so do you have any wish? He said, yes, I want to speak to my aunt. Okay, aunt came. He said, I want to tell her something in her ears. And so what he did, he beat her ear off in order to whisper something to her ears. He beat her ear off. And she cried and screamed. So when he was asked why he did that, he said, because she never taught me what I shouldn't do and what I should do. And as a result of that, I didn't know what to do and what not to do. And I became involved in wrong activities and she did not guide me. So it's her fault. So anyway, it's an allegorical story. But something to learn from that. That a guardian, father, mother, teachers, leaders have some responsibility so that one can understand what should be done, what shouldn't be done. And that is how the followers become properly guided. Anyone who takes the role of a leader must do that. He cannot be partial or sentimentally attached. My dear friend or my dear follower, I'm not going to tell him. Jo kar raha hai karne do. He's stealing, he's robbing. ठीक है चलेगा. ये मेरे बहुत प्यारे हैं इसलिए मैं कुछ नहीं बोलूँगा. But that's not the right thing. Actually, in Madhya Pradesh, there is a very, very wonderful example. You know the Queen Ahalyabai? Her own grandson did something wrong, molested a woman, raped a woman. And when he was reported that this is what he has done, what did she do? Killed him. How? By smashing his head by an elephant. His head was put on this and the elephant just smashed his head. I think we Jai Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki Jai, Krishna Balaram ki Jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Jai, Gaur Nitai ki Jai, Prahlad Nrsimha Dev ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. That thing actually I learned, I remember there was one of the first impression that I had of Madhya Pradesh. When I came to Madhya Pradesh, I actually met Uma Bharati in her office. And in her office there was this picture. So I asked her, what is that? And she explained to me. And I was very impressed. Yes, a king has to be free from attachment to his, or a leader has to be free from attachments. There are so many such instances in our history. Rabindranath Tagore has one story, I remember. I think it's about the story of King of Tripura. Two brothers, the king and his brother, he was very attached to the king was very attached to his brother. But when the brother was reported of some crime, the king banished him. And there are instances like that. The king has banished his own son and punished his own son because of this is how the king shows how impartial. A judge has to be impartial. Like for example, when you go to High Court, if the judge's relative is brought to the court, should the judge think that, oh, he's my relative, so I should not punish him? No, will that be just? Will that be just? Will justice, the word justice means who gives just decision. So this is how a leader has to be. Therefore sometimes a leader has to be harsh. Sometimes the leader has to be affectionate. Sometimes the leader should reward when somebody does something good. Like when somebody does something good, what do the kings do? Reward him. Like for example, Paramveer Chakra. A soldier fights valiantly in the battle. The state gives him Paramveer Chakra, the highest honor. At the same time, if somebody commits a crime, the government officials punish him. So that is the point that Vishnudutas are making, that if those who are supposed to guide, supposed to lead the citizens, if they don't do their job properly, then there will be anarchy. There will be total disregard for law and order. Law and order. Law is there to bring order. The laws are there to bring order. And when there is crime, punishment. These two concepts are very important in human society. There must be law to bring order. When the laws are not followed, that's crime. And crime must be punished. That reminds me of another incident I was reading long time back. British journalist was traveling in Afghanistan. And one Afghan person was showing him around. And while they were talking, he was talking about law and order. And that person, the Afghan friend of his, he told him that in Afghanistan, if somebody is caught stealing, then his right hand is chopped off. And in the Oriental culture, right hand chopped off means it's not only a great disadvantage, but it's also a great, what should I say? Great disadvantage, you can say. Because in the Eastern culture, we do the good things with right hand, like we eat with right hand. And we clean ourselves with left hand. So when you don't have right hand, that means anyway, so just the thought that is steal, and he asked, anybody steals, any thief? He said, yes. Anybody who steals, that is the punishment. And he was shocked. He said, oh, it's so cruel. It's so cruel. But his Afghan friend told him, you have been in Afghanistan for so long. Did you ever see a person without a right hand? And it occurred to him, no, he didn't see anybody who doesn't have a right, whose right hand has been chopped off. And the point is, when the law is so strictly maintained, when the crime is so severely dealt with, no one will break the crime. And like I often go to Dubai, and I've noticed where I stay, he's a very wealthy person. Of course he has his gate outside, but inside he never closes his doors. And I asked him, there's no thief here, no stealing? He said no. And he told me the same thing. If somebody steals and if he's caught, the punishment is so severe that nobody steals. On the other hand, we look at India. Why? The answer is very simple. There is no law, people are not maintaining the law, and therefore there is no order. There is chaos everywhere. People know, oh, I'll commit this crime, I'll bribe the police, I'll bribe the lawyer, I'll bribe the judge, and I'll get away. But they don't understand one thing, that they may bribe somebody here, but they won't be able to bribe somebody there. There is a higher justice. Here we are seeing Jamraj. You can't avoid his eyes. He has a very, very efficient clerk. Jamraj's clerk is Chitragupta. Chitragupta is noting down every single action of every single person. And when he dies, he is taken to Jamraj and Jamraj judges. Now, some years back, it may have appeared that, oh, how is it possible? Every activity is recorded. I used to think, I'll admit, oh, how is it possible? It cannot be possible. But now I believe that it can be possible. Why? Because in America, like everybody's database is there. Everybody's things are being recorded. Okay, America may be a little large country. A country that we can take more seriously is Singapore. Every action practically is recorded. Everybody, the government knows what's happening. How do they do that? Through computer. And it's happening in India also. Now they're starting with Aadhaar card. What does it mean? They'll have all your records in their custody. They will know who you are, what you are doing, and so forth. So if it is possible by human beings, what to speak of on the level of the demigods? How much more efficient computers they can have. So, and the thing is, like, none of our actions will go unnoticed. The Supreme Judge, as he has been identified here, Jamraj, he at some point will judge us. Okay, so many to your criminal side, sinful side, so many activities in the pious side. And he will judge it, balance it. And he will decide what will happen to you. But the good thing to note here is those who have taken shelter of Krishna, Jamraj will not judge them. When Jamadutas went and reported to Jamraj what actually happened, then they actually complained, "My Lord, when did get that sinful, Ajamil, and from nowhere these persons came, very beautiful looking, effulgent persons with bluish complexion, 4 hands, and they had these lotus and conch shell and disc and mess in their hands, and they drove us away. We could not execute your order. We are so sorry. Then Jamraj actually told them, when you see those people, four-armed individuals, offer obeisances from a distance and leave that place. Because they are Vishnu Dutas, they are actually the agents of my master. And not only that, Jamraj even told them that even when you see someone with tilak, Vaishnav tilak, and kanti mala, tulasi mala in their neck, don't go near them. So that means Jamraj is saying that you all don't have any jurisdiction over these devotees who have surrendered to Krishna. Because by surrendering to Krishna, they have become free from their sinful reactions. You have to you deal with the sinners, not with the individuals who are free from sinful reactions. So this is the advantage of wearing kantimala. Are you all wearing it nicely? How many of you are not wearing kantimala? This neck bead. Everyone is wearing. Very good. And make sure that kantimala, it should touch your neck, throat. And when you wear this, don't tell a lie. Don't eat non-vegetarian food. So, no wrong word should come out of your throat, and no wrong thing should go down your throat. So this is how advantageous this process is. There is such benefit wearing tilak. But then another consideration which I mentioned in the class yesterday, since many of you are not here yesterday, I'll tell you also, that even if a devotee is taken to Jamraj, if for some reason Jamadutas come and take a devotee to Jamaraj, even then there is no harm. Because when you see a great devotee, a Mahajan, what will you do? Will you cry out of fear? Or will you offer obeisances to him with all the respect in your heart? Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhaivacha patitānaṁ pavanebhyo vaiṣnavebhyo namo namaha. Now who is Jamaraj? Out of 12 Mahajans, the most exemplary devotees of the Lord, Jamraj is one. Jamraj himself is saying that. Swayambhu, Lord Brahma, Narada, Narad Muni, Sambhu, Lord Shiva. So when you see Lord Shiva, how will you feel? That's why when you go to Mahakal temple, what do? We offer all our respects. He's a Vaishnavanam Jatha Shambhu. Lord Shiva is the greatest of all Vaishnavas. So to have darshan of such individuals are great good fortune. Just as, seeing Narad Muni, Lord Brahma, Swayambhu is Lord Brahma, Narada, Sambhu, Kapil Dev, Kumar, 4 Kumars, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan, Sanat Kumar, Kapila Kumara, Manu, Prahlada Janaka Bhishma, Prahlad Maharaj. How will you feel if you see Prahlad Maharaj? Won't you feel ecstatic? Just consider, if you see Prabhupada, how will you feel? Won't you start dancing? When you dream of Srila Prabhupada, how do you feel? Do you dream of Srila Prabhupada sometimes? Huh? So you can well imagine how will you feel when you see Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Raj, Sita Devi's father, Bhishma Dev, Vaiyashaki, Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Vasudev, Bali Maharaj, and I. Who is that I here? Jamraj himself. So when you see Jamraj, what will you do? And then when you approach Jamraj in that way, recognizing him as a devotee, the greatest devotee of the Lord, then how will Jamraj react towards you? Will Jamraj punish you or invite you to his house to have Krishna Prasad? So this is the benefit of becoming a devotee of Krishna. In all respects, our lives are secured. And that's why a devotee's prayer is, Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tohara. Whether they will keep me or whether they'll kill me, it's up to you. Do whatever you want to do. I'm fine. That is the attitude of a devotee. Because he knows, under all circumstances, his life is perfect. Hare Krishna, Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare. Does anybody have any question? So question from Dinavatsala Das, Bangalore. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. In this Ajamil episode, later on Jamraj describes the 12 Mahajans. After describing the first 11 Mahajan, he used the word Vayam or we. Is it a Vaishnava etiquette shown by Jamraj here that one shouldn't consider oneself elevated, or is there some other significance of this choice of words? No, Jamraj is saying that we all are. We all are. We all are devotees of the Lord. We all are recognized as the Mahajans, 12 Mahajans. But the other consideration also is there, but generally in our conversation we don't use that expression. We say rather I. If we say we, then people will. Sometimes we can use it when we take a humble position. Oh, so he's saying, I am asking this because I have observed many times Srila Prabhupada also using the word we. Yeah, it can be done and it can be taken that way. But here we means we actually. He's mentioning Swayambhu, Narada, Sambhu, and finally he's saying we all. We all. Yes.
Can you say something about acting simply and thinking simply?
What happened?
So, a question came up when we spoke about Yamaraj and how he punishes simple people. That when somebody is acting simple, there's a difference between acting and thinking simply. And what's the difference?
Okay, good question. In Kali Yuga, until you act, you don't become punishable. Thinking is not. About wrong things, about sinful activities, if you just think but do not do, you don't get punished. But with the pious activities, even if you think about it, you get the benefit. That's the advantage of Kali Yuga. Alright? Any other question? Yes? Give her the phone. Give her the...
from yesterday is that if somebody leaves their body and it is due to untimely death, and we still remember them in our prayers, we remember the memories, are we still holding them back? Is that some kind of attachment?
Yeah, better when one leaves his body or her body, it's better to pray to Krishna, that Krishna gives him or her the shelter. Right? Let's not unnecessarily maintain our attachment, because that does affect that person to remain. Any other question? Any other question on this side when the microphone is here? Okay, next.
जैसे हिंदी में बोलूँगी, जैसे किसी की डेथ हो रही है, वो डिवोटी नहीं है और डेथ हो रही है, वहाँ पर हरिनाम हो रहा है, तो वो बैक टू गॉडेड जाएगा?
देखो, बैक टू गॉडेड जाना तो भगवान की इच्छा पर निर्भर करते हैं. I'm saying it in English, so that everybody can understand. The question is, if a non-devotee is dying, but the devotees are chanting the holy name, will he also go back to Godhead? It will, you see, ultimately it's a matter of sambandha gyan. Sambandha gyan means having the recognition of one's relationship with Krishna. So if that relationship is not there, then he may get some benefit, but going back to Godhead may not be possible because the relationship hasn't been established. So that's why sambandha gyan is important. That's why initiation is so important. That's why listening to Srila Prabhupada's, reading Prabhupada's books is so important. Okay, any other question? Okay, any this side? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, what I understood from today that we are very fortunate that we are in ISKCON and Prabhupada's teachings is protecting us. So it is our responsibility to strongly practice Krishna consciousness. My question is, Guru Maharaj, as you said that as we are about demigods, that we see in our in other person they are following demigods. Maybe in our relatives they are following demigods. So I am asking where they will go. Even they see we are practicing Krishna consciousness, and because of their elder, so it is not possible for us to convince them. So how to deal with this? How to deal?
Yeah, best thing is to preach to them. Whether they're elders or not doesn't matter. This is important. That's one thing, first thing. The next thing you can do is, if they don't listen, if they're not willing to listen, give them Krishna Prasad. Even if that doesn't work, then pray to Krishna that please take care of them. Right? And your prayer will be effective. You'll have the benefit. Yes. Yeah.
Here's a question from Shyaman's student. Thank you for the inspiring class, Guru Maharaj. My question is, why was Yudhishthira Maharaj taken to Yamaraj? He may have told a lie, but he was a pure, surrendered devotee. So what should we do?
Okay. That's why you see Mahabharata is not the giving us the ultimate conclusion. This is a description from Mahabharata. right? And the point is, even if Yudhishthira Maharaj went to hell, he went there to deliver the residents of hellish planets. Just by his darshan, he benefited them. That was Krishna's arrangement. And anyway, these are the few things that our understanding is. Did Yudhishthira Maharaj tell a lie? Actually, he didn't. He was told that the Ashwatthama, the elephant, is dead. He didn't say Ashwatthama, the son of Dronacharya, is dead. If he did that, then he would have lied, but he didn't do that. He just said Ashwatthama, the elephant, is dead. So why should it be considered as a sin? For that he had to go to hell. So Krishna Priya from San Diego. Well, okay, it's not so bad. It's 9:15 there at night. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, all glories to Guru Maharaj. So Ajamil got Vishnu Dutas to take him. Does this not pose a discipline issue that is compromised? People may just have a practice of taking a noun name of Bhagavan without any bhakti, and yet he or she gets great benefit of taking Lord Krishna's name. Good point. The point is that Nam Abhash creates the benefit. But Ajamil was not taken to Krishna Loka. Ajamil got a second chance. And then Ajamil went to Haridwar and practiced devotional service. He realized that if chanting the holy name, rendering devotional service, one can get so much benefit, then let me take full advantage of it. So he went to Haridwar and practiced Krishna consciousness. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari.